Kyle Richards is getting vulnerable about her new chapter like never before on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 14. In a preview for the Season 14 premiere, which airs on November 19, Kyle confides in a producer about what it's been like for her since her estranged husband, Mauricio Umansky, moved out of their Encino home. "What has changed in my life since last year?" Kyle says in her interview confessional, which you can check out by watching the video at the top of this post. "Oh my gosh, so much. Mo moved out about a week or two ago. Alexei Umansky also moved out. Having both of them move out back to back was very difficult, to say the least. Mo was living in a house with all women. Whenever something needed to be done, he was the only guy," she continued. "I don't know how to turn on the TV properly. I don't know how to get on the music, the pool heater, the pool light. I don't do rain gutters and stuff. I didn't even know what one was until like a week ago." The camera then cuts to Kyle asking her youngest daughter, Portia Umansky, what she wants for dinner. When Kyle asks Portia to find out if Sofia Umansky will be ok with the meal, Portia informs her that it'll just be the two of them for dinner. "Sometimes when Sofia's out and it's just Portia and me, it's really quiet," Kyle admits. "And I realize it's going to be like that a lot. This is not what I expected my life to be." Kyle then begins to get emotional. After picking up a tissue to wipe her eyes, Kyle asks the producers to hold, please. According to the press release for Season 14, Kyle is in an uncharted phase of life on Season 14 as she adjusts to living without Alexia and Mauricio at home. Additionally, her friendship with Dorit Kemsley has still not recovered since their fallout during the Season 13 reunion. This is a season of transformation for the ladies of Beverly Hills. The release for Season 14 reads, "Kyle and Dorit not only find themselves navigating their fractured friendship, but also dealing with fallout from their respective marriages. Kyle Richards, one of the longest-standing members of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, has always been a pillar of strength, a fierce mother, dedicated sister, and a steadfast wife. However, as the cameras rolled during a particularly raw moment in the upcoming season, viewers witnessed a side of Kyle that few have seen. In an unfiltered conversation with the producer, Kyle broke down as she opened up about her complicated feelings surrounding her marriage to Mauricio Umansky. The confession came during what was supposed to be a typical check-in interview, one of those moments when cast members offer insights into their personal lives. But this wasn't business as usual for Kyle. The producer asked an innocuous question about how Kyle and Mauricio were navigating their busy lives, a topic that until recently Kyle could answer with confidence and pride. But this time, her expression faltered, her voice cracked, and the floodgates opened. "It's not what I expected," she whispered, tears pooling in her eyes. "I don't even know how we got here." Kyle and Mauricio have long been considered one of the strongest couples in the Real Housewives franchise. Their marriage has spanned over 2 decades, during which time fans have seen them laugh, parent, and support each other through life's highs and lows. Mauricio's success as a real estate mogul with the agency and Kyle's growing fame through RHOBH and other ventures painted the picture of a power couple who had it all. But in recent months, cracks in their once-envied partnership have become too noticeable to ignore. Social media has been abuzz with speculation about Kyle and Mauricio's relationship status, especially after both were spotted without their wedding rings on multiple occasions. While the couple initially dismissed the rumors as unfounded gossip, Kyle's demeanor during this on-camera conversation suggested that not everything was as it seemed. "We've always been the ones people looked up to," Kyle continued, her voice soft yet trembling. "People would say, 'How do you guys do it? You're the real deal.' And for a long time, I believed that too. I still do in some ways. But..." Her voice trailed off as she struggled to articulate the weight of her emotions. The producer gently pushed, asking, "What's changed, Kyle?" Kyle took a deep breath, wiping her tears. "Life changes. People change. And sometimes you wake up and realize that you're not on the same page anymore. Mauricio and I have been through so much together. I'll always love him. He's the father of my children. But sometimes love isn't enough to hold everything together." For Kyle, who has always prided herself on being open about her life on reality television, admitting this vulnerability was no small feat. She has fought fiercely to protect her family from a harsh scrutiny that comes with being on one of the most-watched reality shows in the world. But in this moment, it became clear that even Kyle's famously thick skin had begun to crack under the pressure. "I feel like I'm failing," she confessed. "Not just myself, but my kids and Mauricio. And that's the hardest part. I don't want to fail anyone." The producer offered a moment of silence, giving Kyle space to collect herself. But Kyle's raw honesty continued to pour out as she revealed a profound truth about her marriage. "We're so busy with everything, the businesses, the show, the kids, that we stopped prioritizing us. And once that connection starts to fade, it's hard to get it back. I've been trying, we've both been trying. But sometimes it feels like we're just two people living parallel lives." Kyle's confession didn't come as a shock to some longtime viewers. Throughout the past few seasons, hints of trouble have been sprinkled throughout her storyline. From Mauricio's ever-growing work commitments to Kyle's increasing independence and personal growth, fans have speculated that the couple may have begun to drift apart. However, Kyle's emotional honesty confirmed what many had feared: their marriage was, indeed, at a crossroads. Kyle's producer probed further, asking what she hoped would come next for her and Mauricio. "I don't know," Kyle admitted, shaking her head. "I really don't. I want us to be okay. I want us to find our way back to each other. But I also know that we can't keep pretending. I'm tired of pretending." This admission struck a chord, as Kyle has often been the peacemaker, whether among her sisters, her castmates, or within her own family. But now she was confronting something far more personal: her own feelings of disconnection and heartbreak. Kyle's story is a poignant reminder of the pressures that come with living life in the public eye. For years, fans have admired her seemingly perfect marriage, unknowingly placing added pressure on Kyle and Mauricio to live up to an unattainable ideal. But as Kyle bravely pointed out, no relationship is immune to challenges, no matter how perfect it may seem on the outside. "I think that's the hardest part about all of this," Kyle admitted. "The expectations. Everyone thinks they know us. They think we have it all figured out. But we're just like everyone else. We're flawed, we make mistakes, and we're trying to figure it out as we go." Her words resonated deeply, offering a rare glimpse into the emotional toll of being a public figure whose personal life is constantly under a microscope. As the interview wrapped up, Kyle's tears had slowed, but the weight of her emotions remained palpable. She didn't have answers, and perhaps that was the most honest part of all. "I don't know what's next," she admitted softly. "But I do know that I need to figure out what makes me happy, what makes us happy, and go from there. I owe it to myself and I owe it to him." In a franchise built on drama, glitz, and glamour, Kyle's confession stood out as a moment of pure, unfiltered humanity. For fans who have watched her journey from the very beginning, this emotional turning point is both heartbreaking and relatable. Whether Kyle and Mauricio ultimately find their way back to each other or decide to go their separate ways, one thing is clear: Kyle Richards is no longer afraid to show her true self, vulnerabilities and all. And in doing so, she may have given viewers her most powerful and authentic moment yet. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills airs Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on Bravo.